Hi, welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that takes a look at players that have been linked with a summer transfer move to the Arsenal. And today it seems to be once again all about William Carvalho joining Arsenal. We're being told that this is the priority signing for Arsenal and that this will be Arsenal's next signing. If you listen to all the press outlets today, they're all going with it. They're all saying that Arsenal have been scouting him at the Euros, under 21 Euros, that Arsenal want to put an offer in for him ranging anywhere between about 18 million to about 20 million pounds. And it's just absolutely everywhere. And a lot of suggestions that Arsenal would like to get him in early, you know, get this deal done ASAP, so that he can get the 23-year-old, who incidentally was also the player of the tournament at the under 21s, even though he missed the penalty in the final that cost them and they lost to Sweden. The suggestions are that Arsenal want to get this deal done before they go on their pre-match tour of Asia for the Asia Cup in Singapore. They want to bring Carvalho in. Again, to me, it kind of makes more sense than a lot of the other deals that have been touted out there for midfielders, because he's a young player at the age of 23. He could come in and he could battle it out with Coquelin to try and get that defensive midfielder position. And the price seems like a decent price for a guy that's up and coming, round about that sort of money. That price seems pretty decent. It doesn't look like we're going to be getting players like Schneiderlin. So it's, you know, it's a definite possibility that Arsenal may move for Carvalho. Whether it's definite or not, I don't know. But a lot of the media outlets today are going heavily with it that Carvalho will be Arsenal's next signing. I was very sure of the Petr Cech one. With this one, I'm a bit 50-50. I think Arsenal are very interested in him. It makes a lot of sense. To me, it would be a good signing. He would offer, you know, he's a powerhouse. It would offer a lot to that Arsenal spine. Is he that guy? You know, does he offer enough experience in that area? Will they just say to themselves, well, we've got Mikel Arteta who can do that, we'll just keep hold of him? That's what we're going to have to wait and see what happens in this case. But definitely everybody seems to be going with that today, that it's going to be Carvalho. Or there's still a lot of outlets saying that Vidal to Arsenal can still happen. And the Metro in particular today claiming that Arsenal's still in for him. They haven't been put off, even though his agents come out and said, listen, they've had no offers from Arsenal. That's what his agent said. But we know at this time of year it can be a bit of a phony war. But we're still being told about Vidal, that he may move to Arsenal. As I said all along, I wouldn't be averse to it, but I'm still not sure if this is a deal that's going to happen. We're also being told by many outlets, there's a Spanish newspaper that came out with it yesterday, that Vidal is going to be signing for Real Madrid in a 5-year deal. Now, I can more see that sort of thing happening. We know that Real Madrid may be willing to part company with Illarramendi. We know that also that Madrid are the type of club that every year they have to do, or they have to be pulling off some sort of big deals to appease their fans if you're the president. So that could be a possibility. So, but as I said, some people still saying Vidal could come, but as again today being linked now with a move to Real Madrid, and that paper in Spain suggesting that it's a done deal and it's a 5-year deal. One player who's definitely on his way out is Abu Diaby. We spoke about it a few weeks ago. He's been released by the club officially now. Once it gets to the 1st of July, that's when Arsenal officially release players. They've also released Jack Webb, Austin Littman, Josh Vickers, Brandon Orman, Otterwill as well. They've all been released. But yes, Abu Diaby has been released. We're being told, though, that, you know, prospect for him, that he could still be playing football. He's still training with Arsenal, by the way. So they're still letting him train with the team. So there's still a possibility. Could there still be a possibility that maybe they might say, all right, if you train up well, we could do you know, pay as you play sort of deal. Or what we are being told is that the MLS club FC Dallas are interested in signing him. Listen, if he can be fit, excellent player, and would do decently for anybody. But it's just the fitness. I just think after years and years and years of injuries, it's just going to be impossible now to recover it back. I mean, he's 29 now. He's had about the last 10 years of just pure injuries. I mean, it's very, very hard to then at the age of 29 literally start all over again. But he's been released by Arsenal, still training with them, but being linked with a move to FC Dallas. Some outlets today suggesting that Arsenal would listen to offers as well for Matthew Debuchy. Now, this is a really surprising story for me. Again, as we're talking about injuries, another player that suffered horrific injuries last year. I really felt sorry for him. I thought at the start of the season, he looked a real player. He looked just what we needed on that right-hand side. He's got experience. He was pacey up and down that wing, and he's a good defender, and he can also play as a centre-back. But we're being told today, because he's touching in on 30 now, we're being told today that Arsenal are prepared to listen to offers for Matthew Debuchy. I find that very, very surprising. I don't think, again, that they're going to let Debuchy go. So knowing Arsene Wenger, after his first season, all right, I know with Ospina could be on his way out. But after his first season, that they're going to listen to offers for Matthew Debuchy. When Debuchy, I know that they thought this guy was going to be an integral part of the team. And, you know, speaking to the Arsenal officials the other day, they were even saying that, listen, the good thing about Debuchy is not only can he play at right back, he can also cover at centre back. And he's an experienced French international, let's not forget. Bellerin's had a fantastic season, breakthrough season, but we need two strong players in that position. You know, I've got no doubt if Debuchy gets back to fitness that we can still see the best of him at Arsenal. And if we're sending Carl Jenkinson, who had a great season at West Ham, we're looking to send him back out on loan, why would we be listening to offers for Matthew Debuchy? I just don't think that is. I think that story is a non-starter on a day where there's not a lot of news out there. So it sounds like a good story, but I just cannot see, unless it was a ridiculous offer for Debuchy, they're not looking to get rid of any of these type of experienced first-team type players at Arsenal. They're just not going to get rid of him. Another interesting story that was been around in the papers is this one about Wojciech Szczesny. Now, Szczesny looks like he'll be staying at Arsenal. It does look like it's going to be Ospina who's going to make way now that Petr Cech has come in. And there was a story yesterday that Polish goalkeeping legend Jan Tomaszewski, he came out and he said that Arsene Wenger has lied to Wojciech Szczesny. These guys never seem to do Szczesny. The guys around him, his dad, Tomaszewski now, other people, never seem to do him a lot of favours, Szczesny. They always seem to be saying a lot of things behind the scenes. But Tomaszewski claiming that Wenger's lied to Szczesny because he didn't tell him that he was going to sign Petr Cech for £11 million and that, you know, Szczesny must feel betrayed. And I'm like, listen, Szczesny right now is lucky that he's still an Arsenal player. He had let's get it right, he had a dreadful season last season. As I've been saying this now for many a show. Got caught smoking in the showers. Remember the game against Southampton? Yeah, several games. And it wasn't just last season, the season before, he lost his place to Fabianski, who's also taken his place in the first team. I mean, Tomaszewski's saying that, listen, Szczesny should leave Arsenal because he's just going to be number two. He's not going to get a chance to burst back into the first team for Poland. He's going to be Poland's number two, and he's too good for that. I hear all that, but I still think Wojciech Szczesny's still got a lot of proving to do. He's got a lot of proving to do to Arsenal fans, and he should be lucky that he has still got a place at such a big club. And I'd say Tomaszewski, just put a lid on it, mate. I don't know what you're talking about. And finally here, that we spoke about this one yesterday, Eduardo Vargas. The guy's been tearing it up in the Copa America, and I really hope he remember. Don't forget, he's in the final on Saturday. It's Chile versus Argentina, and I'm really, really hoping and praying for Chile. Met loads of Chile fans over the past year coming over to Arsenal to watch, you know, Alexis Sanchez play. I remember also I was at the game when Chile played against Brazil. Those Chile fans are fantastic. I spoke to some fans who went out to the World Cup, and they said that, listen, those fans from Chile and Colombia, those two sets of fans, they were the noisiest, they were the loudest, they were the most vociferous. So I really hope they can do it for Chile on Saturday. But Vargas still being linked. We're being told by some media outlets that Arsenal have been talking to his representatives and are interested in Vargas. Again, as I said, it's another one of these that sounds great, makes a great story. Yes, he's been on fire at the tournament, but again, I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure. Vargas hasn't done what he should have done for Napoli. That's why they've been loaning him out. And he was very unsuccessful at Queen's Park Rangers. Great tournament he's having at the moment, but I'd be quite surprised at that. But then I suppose, you know, this wouldn't be very expensive. Arsenal do bring in little left field signings sometimes, so you never know. But I very much doubt that we'll see Vargas playing at Arsenal. Let's get into some of your comments. Lepton HD says, and he's on about Vargas, he said, Vargas will be a good signing because when you've got players like Sanchez, Cazorla, Ozil, etc., feeding him those balls, and he's a good finisher, you don't have those type of players to distribute a very good ball to him at Queen's Park Rangers. I suppose that's a very good point. Henry Kemp, also here, going on about Vargas, he says, Vargas really played for Queen's Park Rangers, and how can a player be so good when they don't play? And have horrible people who supply him. So, you know, he again is there talking up Vargas. Nico Ambrose, however, says Eduardo Vargas would make no sense. He played on the right wing, Sanchez on the left. No, hold on, wait a minute. Sorry, my correction. No, he's saying Vargas would make sense, he's saying. He said he'd play on the right wing, Sanchez on the left wing, Walcott through the middle. Now, to me, that makes no sense because look how many players we've got who can play on the right. Why would we want Vargas then in that case? Sorry, Nick, I can't agree with you on that one. JFR simply says Wenger should go for broke and get Benzema. That's what he should do. And again, as I said, a signing like Benzema, a player like that is only going to become available if Real Madrid go out there and target somebody else to bring in. And I don't know. I just, it doesn't look like they're going to let go Benzema at the moment this season. Looks like they're going to hold on to him. Connor Lewis says, I don't think we should bring in Carvalho. It's the under 21 and he's 23, so he should be more polished than the rest. He said, let's bring in the Benders. So he'd be more interested in bringing in the Bender brothers. Rowan says, all we need is a really good striker and we should take a risk for Lacazette. Scoring 30+ goals in France, you need a hefty talent to do so. And let me do one more here. One more. There's so many here. Thanks you once again for all of these. Robert Vincent says Vidal isn't better. He isn't, you know, any different from the players we've got. He wins tackles and brings it forward. But Ramsey, Wilshere, and Cazorla are all attacking midfielders who can do the same thing. So he's not convinced. Those are your transfer rumours today. Listen, it's going to be really interesting who we bring in next. Will Arsenal go out there, like there's a lot of suggestions at the moment, will Arsenal go out there and secure their next signing before they fly out to Singapore? The first game, I think, in Singapore is going to be on the 15th of July. They're basically going to be starting the pre-season training. So all the players are going to be coming back. The only player who will get a rest will be Alexis Sanchez, because obviously he's just had to, he hasn't had a rest yet. He's been playing in that tournament, and after that he's going to need at least like 3 weeks, just complete rest. So all the other players coming back. Will they secure their next signing before they go on that tour over there to Singapore, where they play those 2 friendlies out there? That is what we're going to have to wait and see. And if they do that, will Carvalho be that next signing? Or will it be Vidal? We'll find out a lot more about the Vidal situation when the Copa America ends at the weekend. Thanks for watching Transfer Daily today. We'll be back tomorrow around about the same time.